Hello, everybody. My name is Maurice Button. I'm the CEO of City and Financial Global. It's my great pleasure to be interviewing this afternoon Steve Ashley, who's the Executive Chairman and co-founder of Nomura's new digital asset subsidiary, Laser Digital. Welcome, Steve.
Thank you. Nice to be with you.
So let's, with no further ado, let's turn to our first question, if we may. It'd be very interesting to hear from you about the setting up of Laser Digital and what the overall strategy is of establishing that new subsidiary.
Well, Laser Digital basically has been set up on the principle of a broader and deeper institutional adoption of digital assets, which we believe will take place over the next few years. So we want to support that evolution in terms of institutional adoption of digital assets. And Laser Digital, in its essence, will have what I would call three main verticals. One of that is around secondary trading, automated market making, liquidity provision, as well as some elements of principal trading. The second vertical will be one focused on asset management products and ensuring that we have the correct products and allow institutions the ability to express the exposure that they wish to have in the digital asset ecosystem. And then the third vertical is very focused on what we call venture capital and launchpad, which will be supporting new coin protocols, the market making of those protocols, and also supporting broader investment in the digital asset ecosystem.
Okay, very, very interesting. I mean, you're obviously taking a very positive view of the future of the market, which from other institutional investors we've spoken to and banks is certainly widely supported, despite the decrease in crypto asset values and so on. But what do you think are the main barriers to institutional adoption of digital assets?
Well, I think we're moving away from hopefully past the speculative era that surrounds digital assets, especially perhaps the level of Ponzi tokenomics that has occurred over the last few years, and moving into what I would term real world use cases. And I think no institution, or very few, would deny the potential of blockchain technology and therefore the broader ecosystem. So I think the main barriers, therefore, for institutions to adopt, I would say, more broadly digital assets are really based around regulatory certainty, accounting and capital treatment. And I think as hopefully as those issues are tackled over the next coming months and years, there'll be greater institutional adoption.
Do you think that the regulators, the SEC, the CFTC, and here the FCA and the Commission and others, do you think that they've got a sort of joined up approach to regulation? Is that what you're waiting for?
Well, the regulatory environment is pretty fragmented, frankly. So, I think it's actually a responsibility of people within the digital asset business and the ecosystem to actually try and present, I would say, a more common approach, right, to the way that regulation should evolve. And that regulation should be to support, innovation, right, whilst we're still safeguarding the end customer.
Yeah, I mean, progress seems to be made in recent statements from the FCA and so on. So that at least is promising. And where do you think, in your vision of the market, say in 5 years' time, how do you expect the ecosystem to look like then?
Well, I think it's very tough to have a 5-year view on anything. It's tough, I think, in this environment, 6-month view. But I would like, and the purpose, and obviously I am a believer in this because that's why we set up Laser Digital. Well, I would expect to see rather broad institutional adoption of digital assets. I don't think of them as being autonomous. They sit alongside traditional finance, and should be part of any institution's balanced portfolio.
Okay, and a final question, Steve, because the time is a little bit tight. But in our audience at the conference, the Institutional Digital Asset and Crypto Regulation Conference on the 17th and 18th of November, at which you're speaking, if you were to be talking to the institutional investors who are going to be attending that, what do you think is the main issue they should be focusing on right now if they're serious about engagement?
Well, I think, as I mentioned earlier, they need to be part of the solution in terms of, I think, supporting the industry and the regulators in ensuring that we have the correct guardrails to allow this industry to continue to flourish and to innovate. I think the opportunities that are potentially provided by blockchain technology, the operational efficiencies that should be available to all. It should revolutionize the operational stack, which has been a big issue for traditional finance firms over the last 2 to 3 decades. And we need institutional support. They also, again, the purpose of Laser Digital is to help and support that knowledge sharing with the broader institutional client base. And I would hope that they will continue to become more broadly and deeply involved generally within the digital asset ecosystem.
Fantastic. Steve, thank you very much for your time today. We're looking forward to seeing you on the 17th, 18th of November at the summit. So until then, thank you very much.
Thank you, Morris.